In yesterday's game against the San Francisco 49ers, Zabel had one of the best games I've seen on tape this year from a guard. Today, we're going to break it down. This guy had so many high-quality blocks. The guy was just flat-out dominant, and this is what the Seattle Seahawks expected from Zabel when they drafted him. When they drafted him in the first round this past draft, the guy had a phenomenal game. And I'm excited to get into this because I think Zabel has gotten better, and you're starting to see some of those physical traits, some of those physical tendencies that we had seen from this guy in college. And you see this play right here, we just puts this defender down, 20-yard gain on this one. But there's a ton of plays like this on tape. Let's go ahead and just get right into this. So check this first rep out. You're going to get a 20-yard run on this one. There's a really good block here by Zabel because of the fact that he's able to reach the defensive tackle. Now on this play here, the defensive tackle is aligned in that one technique. Zabel, on the other hand, has a reach block, so he needs to get in front of this defensive tackle. And what's going to end up happening on this play is Zabel's going to get in front of this defensive tackle, and then the defensive tackle is going to try to get back over the top. So we'll slow this down. You're going to see Zabel do a great job. Helmet lands on the left side of this defensive lineman. He does a phenomenal job getting in front of number 92. And number 92 now has to get back over the top. He has to get back into his run fit, which is the A-gap. Now, keep in mind, it's a zone run, so the A-gap is going to move. But what ends up happening on this one is now the defensive tackle, given the fact that as soon as Zabel got out of his stance, ended up getting in front of the defensive tackle, now this defensive lineman is trying to make up that ground. He's trying to get back in front of Zabel. And as he does that, the running back just cuts it right underneath him. And this is a light box situation, so this guy should technically be two-gapping. And the running back ends up cutting it right underneath that. To me, it's a really good reach block by Zabel. The defensive tackle overcompensates to get back into that gap. And with that, the running back's able to cut it. Just a really nice job once again by Zabel. That was a 20-yard gain on that last one by Kenneth Walker. You got Charbonnet, who's going to pick up 11 on this one. Again, just a really nice double team. The center's going to end up helping a little bit on this one. But again, it's a one technique. Zabel has to get in front of this guy, and he does just enough to be able to allow the running back to pick up the 11 yards on this one. Yesterday, the Seattle Seahawks dominated on the ground. And I'm telling you guys, these type of blocks are freaking impressive as hell. This guy's entire responsibility is to stay within this A-gap. So if the running back tries to cut it back into one of these gaps, this gap will at least have a defender in it. But again, you see the double team, and Zabel ends up just getting right in front of the defensive lineman. And the running back does end up hitting this all the way to the left side anyways. And it's a really nice job by the guys on that side as well. But he could have potentially cut it back if he wanted to. And I also want to just show this, some of these blocks over here as well. These are some really nice blocks. So the tight end here is going to make a phenomenal block. These two guys as well on this D tackle. This play does not work. Watch Bradford get in front of the D tackle there. But it's the double team by Lucas right there that allows Bradford to get in front of that. At the same time, you guys see the tight ends over here. I'm just backing it up one more time. Keep an eye here on the tight end. Watch the reach block on this one. So really nice job to be able to get in front of that defensive end. Play does not work without this block right here. So shout out to the tight end here on the block right there to be able to seal that out. It's just a really good job, man. The Seattle Seahawks are just such a well-coached team when it comes to their run scheme. There's so many plays that pop for big gains. There's so many run concepts that these guys are running that, could just hit on any given play. And it's, again, because of the design, the concept, and then the guys executing the blocks as well. The upside with the group is phenomenal, in my opinion. There's just so much potential. And, again, the scheme is really impressive as well. Watch the reach here. I mean, that is incredible block right there. This angle right here, any guard in the NFL can think about it, and they can know what they have to do. But it's a completely different ballgame when you have to go and actually make the block. When you have to actually take that wide angle and get in front of the linebacker and get there and make contact and then stay on top of it as well, the way Zabel does. I mean, this is incredible. This is one of the best blocks you will see on tape. From the angle he takes, from making contact with the linebacker. Cuts him off properly, stops himself as well as the linebacker trying to go underneath this, and just completely erases this guy. This is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal right here. And to me, this is part of what makes Zabel such a great football player. This was a key moment of the game yesterday for the Seattle Seahawks. I think this really flipped the momentum of that game. Watching the script and just kind of how this game went. Keep in mind, this was the 3rd and 17 pinpool concept. But just watching the script of this game, 10-3, it's a one-possession game. The Seattle Seahawks are on a 3rd and 17. The momentum's kind of flipping for the Niners a little bit. 3rd and 17, you pick up 19 yards. Kenneth Walker on the pin pull. Now, here's the thing I love about this play. So, obviously, you're going to get Abe Lucas to pull to the left so you guys can watch his block. You have a reach here, a reach here, a reach here. And these 3 reach blocks is a big part of this play working. Without those reach blocks, the play doesn't work. So, to me, this is such a great job by the guys up front. And, again, Zabel's the guy we're obviously analyzing. And I already showed you guys the last angle that he took, right, on the very last play. Again, just a phenomenal angle. And honestly, that's the block that opens up this entire play. That block right there is what allows this play to pick up 19 yards. Now, I want you guys to think about this from the linebacker's perspective. So on the last play, just backing it up one more time, this guy got in front of you, and as a linebacker, you then had to try going underneath. So as soon as you see this linebacker taking this crazy angle again, well, now you want to get over the top. You want to scrape and not let that linebacker get to you. So that's exactly what number 49 is going to do on this one. He's going to get over the top. But with that, given the fact that this is a zone concept on the backside, the running back could cut it underneath these blocks, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Zabel does a phenomenal job with the hands to the linebacker, and the linebacker wants to over pursue this. It's fine, just push him that way. And he picks up about 8 extra yards right underneath Zabel, and those 8 yards is what gets the first down. Again, only 19 yards on this play when you needed 17. So those extra 7-8 yards right there, that Zabel essentially produces by making contact with 49 here and sticking to that linebacker, is just a phenomenal block by a really, really good offensive lineman. Here's another one. You're going to have what looks like duo to me. This is going to be a 6-yard run on 2nd and 4. And just a really good job getting with the double team up to the linebacker. 6 yards on 2nd and 4. Yesterday, I felt like the Seattle Seahawks really imposed their will against the 49ers. The 49ers really struggled to stop this unit. And there's a lot of power guys up there, right? Abe Lucas, Bradford, Josh Jones. These are strong offensive linemen. And even Gray Zabel's pretty damn strong. And I know he's a rookie, so, technically he'll still get stronger. But you just see really nice blocks like this. So once again, just reaching right in front of this defensive lineman. And keep in mind, we've only really looked at some of the run block. He also had some nice pass blocking plays, which I'll show you guys here in a second. A final run rep that we'll kind of look at is this one. Again, just the movement, really, really, really nice between him and the center. And he doesn't technically make the block on this one. You'll see the linebacker's gonna be able to scrape over to the left. But the movement, man, look at that. Look at that defensive lineman get pushed back 4 or 5 yards on this one. That's a really good, powerful double team. And again, just to move this guy out of there, impressive as hell. Let's look at some of his pass blocking because he had a lot of good reps as a pass blocker as well. So the Seahawks are in a silent count situation. So you're going to see the left guard tap the center. There it is. The ball's going to get snapped. And then Zabel has to get back to that defensive tackle. It's a pretty good rep right here with the hands. And one of the things I have noticed with Zabel, and we'll just talk about it a little bit, is the hands have gotten a lot better. His hand placement, to me, at this point is perfect. This is exactly what you want to do, and it's actually super consistent at this point as well. So the left hand's going to land to the inside chest. The right hand's going to land to the shoulder pad. So keep an eye here on the strike. Again, it's hard to tell, but it's backing up one more time here. Watch the right hand almost come over the top to the shoulder pad right there. If you guys missed it, I'll just play it again. You guys will be able to see it. The right hand's going to come high right there. And then if you guys keep it on the left hand's going to land to the inside shoulder pad. And you do this because he's a left guard. So if this defensive lineman hits you to the inside, this right arm is essentially going to catch that shoulder pad. You're not going to be able to beat a guy to the inside. The only way you can go is to the right. And that's exactly what Zabel wants. He wants to influence these guys to the right. Here's an example of that. So again, keep in mind, right hand's going to come high, left hand's going to land underneath. And if you want to go outside, Zabel's going to allow that to happen because this is what happens right here. You see that the D-tackle ends up just kind of being influenced up. And then you'll also see how that kind of creates that right on the inside for the quarterback. It keeps him clean if you allow this guy to go up. So again, the hand usage is very, very, very consistent by Zabel at this point. Left hand, again, going to go straight into that chest plate. Right hand's going to go straight into that shoulder pad. I mean, the hand consistency is perfect at this point. And I'll show you guys a couple more reps as we just kind of go through these next couple of clips where you guys will see that hand consistency as well. All right, you guys, check this play out. You got a 3rd and 6. And on this one here, Zabel is going to give up a little bit of pressure. But I want to talk a little bit more about that hand consistency, right? This is going to be the final rep to kind of talk about it. So why you want to strike with that right hand high and the left hand to the inside is because of this reason exactly, right? Guy goes inside. It's the right hand that's going to stop that defensive lineman. Now, also keep this in mind, Zabel has to get a little bit stronger. And I think going into this offseason, he obviously will. He'll be able to train, get ready for the next season. You kind of know what it takes because you've now had a full season, so you're going to develop and get a lot stronger. But the reason why the consistency of the hands is important is because of these plays right here. So as soon as this, I believe it's a defensive end, maybe a linebacker, as soon as he gets out of his stance, he's going to take a couple steps. He's going to fake an outside move, and he's going to come back to the inside. So you'll see that fake movement, outside comes back inside. And by Zabel having that right hand land high, you can catch these guys. And he does do a pretty good job catching this guy. Now, he does end up getting beat to the inside. I think the center is also trying to pass off his guy to Zabel. And, it's not a clean pass off either. You can also tell that these are those type of plays where you got to get a little bit stronger. But there's other plays, and I'll show you guys those here in a second as well. But still, I like the consistency in how he approaches and punches guys, essentially. So on this play here, you're actually going to have a slide to the left, which means Zabel now has to make contact with this guy. But notice this guy's already aligned to the inside. So the way he's going to approach this guy's going to be a little bit different. Right? He's going to go to a double hand strike. Both hands are going to land right to this guy. Again, aggressive, physical, double hands right to the defensive lineman. And he shuts it down. I mean, this is a really, really, really good, powerful rep. In my opinion, watching guards in the trenches, when you have different angles to take guys on, when the slides are different, when the alignments are different, watching guys and how they attack guys on the defense line, it's not as easy as it looks, right? Like, you might think it's just an easy block to be able to get to this guy, but it's not that easy. Also, I just want to point one other thing out. So most people would agree, Anthony Bradford's not that good right now. Notice how when he has a guy lined to the outside, the consistency in the hands aren't there, right? If Anthony Bradford had the same consistency Zabel has, Bradford with the left hand would actually lock it to the shoulder pad, and the right arm would hit the inside chest plate. But that's not going to happen. This guy's going to just go to a straight double hand. Both hands land kind of at the same time. And this is part of why he gets in trouble and why he loses reps. Obviously on this one, he gets a slide to his side, but usually if he doesn't get that slide, he's in a one-on-one, and that's the hands that he goes with. You're going to lose on this one. Just wanted to kind of point that out. Let's get into a couple more reps that I want to show you guys. Alrighty guys, check this next rep out. So you're going to have a 3 technique this time. It's going to be a play action, so you're actually going to get a jump set directly out towards his defensive lineman by Zabel. Watch the strike by Zabel. Again, it's going to be a double hand strike. And then just look at that fight right there, man. That is phenomenal by Zabel. I mean, he locks in with this 3 technique, and there's just no movement. And he just straight up shuts this guy down. You see the defense tackles trying to rip. He's trying to club. He's trying to influence Zabel downwards to the right. And it's just not going to work, man. Zabel does a great job with the hand fighting. And he's trying to lock his hands to the inside chest as well. So if you guys watch it in slow motion, you guys may be able to tell. Initially, both hands are going to end up landing high. On jump sets, the way this is, the hands landing high are okay. You can allow that defensive lineman to get into your chest. But once he gets his hands into the chest, you got to fight and get your hands back to the inside to stop the power. Because as soon as you get your hands up high, and this guy has the inside leverage, he's going to push you back. He's going to try to bull rush you. And look at Zabel readjust the hands, and he tries getting that left hand back to the inside. Right hand's going to end up being a little high to the shoulder pad, which is okay. I mean, that right there is a really, really, really good rep right there by Zabel. And these, again, are the type of reps that you can watch and say, this guy has huge potential. And again, there's a reason why he was a first-round pick, right? Let's not act naive. Let's not act like this was like the steal of the draft, right? He was a first-round pick for a reason. And I know there's been some criticism of Zabel. I've seen some TikTok videos of guys talking about Zabel, saying he's not a good offensive lineman. But I'm telling you guys, this guy's really good. He has all the makeups of being an elite offensive lineman. You can just see it early on in this rookie tape. I would say the one thing he's going to have to improve on is he needs to get stronger in the offseason. And I'm not saying he's weak. He's definitely not one of those guys where he's like 275 pounds. He has a really good frame already. But the stronger he gets, the more dominant he's going to become. And he already technically has the technique to be really, really good. So I'm excited, man, to see what Zabel kind of turns into. Obviously, the Seattle Seahawks locked up the #1 spot yesterday. I am rooting for the Seattle Seahawks this season. I hope they end up winning the Super Bowl. And I hope you guys enjoyed this playoff run, man. Thumbs up, subscribe. We will continue to cover the Seahawks. And I'll see you guys next time with another video.